Hey everybody, welcome to JTV Extra. I'm Sandra Younger. I am the inventor of a cord knotting and design tool called the Knotty-Do-It-All, and everything I do has to do with some kind of a stringing material one way or the another, whether it's polyester, silk, cotton, leather. I'll use shoelaces. I don't care what kind of stringing material it is. If I can run it through the board and make some kind of anything that looks like a piece of jewelry with it, then I will. Welcome. If this is your first time, hang on. My cat is banging at the door. I think it wants to get in on the show. But anyway, you can ask questions, leave comments down below. And if you need any further information on the products, you could just click on the right-hand side of your screen and you can get a more in-depth detail. There are a couple of products that I don't have the entire descriptions for, but hopefully you can find them in the item description. We have our customer show, which I just always love. So if you have anything you would like to submit, then please do so. I hopefully won't run out of time today because last week I thought I wouldn't, but I did. But maybe today I won't. So fingers crossed. I'm going to go over the products on today's show. Then we'll do the customer showcase, and then we'll get to the project. So here are the products that are on today's show. Okay, let's see what we have today. The first item is antique silver tone round. They're 7.5 millimeter, excuse me. They're donut shape large hole spacer beads, and you get 500 of them. So here's a close-up of these guys. I mean, they're not that big, but this is so you could get an idea of what the texture's like, because sometimes texture is really, really important. And then the next item is this, we have these pink marble large hole round tube shapes, and these definitely have big holes. As well as the other set that's on the show. So I really had a hard time deciding which one to use. So I picked the other one, which is up next. But this is you get 3 strands. So let me backtrack a bit. So there's a 6 millimeter, an 8 millimeter, and then the tube one. But if you click on the item description on the right-hand side of your screen, you can get more information on these. But they're really pretty. I mean, some of my favorite colors, like the beiges and the grays and stuff like that. I really like those colors. And then the next set is we have sodalite, agate, and sandstone, and these are large hole, and these are what I used. I'm using the blue ones in today's show. Really interesting shapes. This shape looks really interesting when it's a macrame because of the way the cord lays on the side. So I mean, unfortunately, I didn't do any macrame beads today, but it is something that I really, really like, and these are very interesting, and they would look good like macrame as well. And then my favorite item of all time is our board. We've got a big one and we've got a little one. And this is everything that you get with your Knotty-Do-It-All. And this is our, I would say, our flagship board. And it has some really cool features. I mean, aside from the fact that you could work on like 3 or 4 projects at the same time. I mean, there's so many different lessons and techniques that I teach, and it's really cool because the hardware, you could just reconfigure it in so many different ways, and you get an instructional DVD and an ebook, and it comes with a password where everything is available online as well. And so here's the little one, and the rulers are in both inches and centimeters. I mean, these are just really fantastic tools, very well made, and I use mine all the time. I absolutely love it. I get tons of customer feedback, and everyone that's ever written to me about this, they said they just absolutely love it. And I don't know what else to say about this. Right now, the large one is 13% off, and the little one is 16% off. So if you have brilliant cash, which you might want to check out, you could always use it towards a purchase of a board. Haha. And then the next item are these really cool Buddhas. I really like these. They've got weight to them. They're very cute, and you get 20 in total. But I did a close up because I wanted to see the expression on the Buddha's face, and so it looks like it's meditating, which is good. So these are, I did use these in today's project, and that's one thing I did like about them is that they did have weight. So like in the pendant in front, it just adds like heft to the piece, and they're light enough. It's odd because they're also light enough that you could make earrings. I did make some earrings, but then I turned it into a pendant, and well, you know how that goes. You know, there's so many different things that you could do with these really cool like Buddhas. And then the last item is this leather cord. This one is 2 millimeter round, and you get a set of 4. And you know what? I don't have the color. Let me see if I can like remember. Okay, I think it's black, 2 spools of black, um, the antique gray and the antique brown. I don't. You guys might want to check it out on the right-hand side of your screen because I think I got it right, but I'm not sure. But it's beautiful leather. The colors are there. I mean, these are like staple colors. I mean, colors that you always go back to. Not like some like odd like neon or something. I mean, these are colors that are just used all the time. The neutrals are just like always like very, very popular colors. I mean, even if it's like like a different kind of stringy material, the neutrals are always like really, really well liked. And let's see, I think that's everything. I've covered the board, the beads, the Buddhas, the leather, and the spacer beads. Anyway, those are all the items that are on today's show. Okay, so that's what I could. Okay, it was the color of the leather that. Okay, it's the natural gray and the antique brown. The natural gray is just absolutely. Oh, it's beautiful. I really wanted to use it on. I'm just like looking at it because I'm just like, oh, it's so pretty. I really wanted to use it on today's show, but you know, you got to like pick and choose. We are going to do our awesome customer show. So sit back and enjoy because I just love this part. Okay, first up we have Sarah, North Carolina. One thing I noticed about this bracelet, aside from the fact that it's just like so well made, is that middle strand, there's like, if you look at the top ring and the middle strand, there's like a green cord running through the middle. And, you know, I think that's interesting because a lot of times, you know, some beads, depending on the cord that you run through it, it can actually change the color of the bead. And Sarah, my question is, did you run the green cord through to enhance or, you know, like somehow affect the color of the light colored bead? This is the triple row macrame, and I think it looks absolutely spectacular. I mean, it could be that I'm seeing things wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. It looks like there's like a sage color running through the bead. And that's one interesting thing about you know, this technique is that the inside cord can be a different color from the outside cord, so you can get some really interesting effects. And plus, look at that fluffer. That is such a good looking fluffer there. I love it. And then next we have Jeanette, the Bronx. This is a ladder bracelet. Oh, this is so pretty. I like the pink. And that hot pink is one of my favorite colors. And it's got the adjustable slide knot, and it's got some, looks like some clear quartz beads. Very pretty. I love it. And then next we have Sarah, North Carolina. And this, oh wow, look at this necklace. It looks like, okay, it looks like there are 2 knots in between each of the pearls. And those have to be large hole pearls because that cord looks pretty thick. And we have that bracelet. It's a triple row, which we have a picture of it here. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That is so pretty. Wow. Triple row macrame with the sliding knot. And oh, look at the endings with those real pretty beads and the button. Ooh, this looks really, I'd like to see this one in real life. It's just so pretty. I never even thought to use pearls. At least I don't think I have. And then next we have Laura Lee, Florida. Okay, this looks like moonstone. We have another picture here. So it's got like the, looks like a moonstone rondelles, and then it's got like part of it's like the teardrop shape. And it's got the clasp and the extender chain. Ooh, this is, I like necklaces or, you know, just jewelry in general that have that offset look. It's definitely one of my, you know, when I'm like looking for something to wear, my eye always goes to that style first. So this is really nice. And then next we have Sarah, North Carolina. Ooh, this is, okay, these are like briolets with the it looks like it's either knotted on silk or like the nylon griffin cord, and it's got the little, I get the either rondelles on the sides or maybe the bicones. But I really like this style. It's a classic. It always looks good. So 2 thumbs up. And then next, ankle bracelets, woohoo! Laura Lee sent in this ankle bracelet, and I thought, you know what? It would be great to have make more ankle bracelets. And look at this one. It's got like the oh my goodness. Look at all the colors. It's got little spikes. It looks like African trade beads. Oh my God, again, stop looking at this. Okay, it's I don't know the technique. Is it overhand knotted? I don't know, but that is so pretty. Ooh, and it's got that little spiky on the end. Very, very nice. Guys, we need to make more ankle bracelets. That would be, I think it'd be a lot of fun. And here's a picture of this on the black background, which really makes the, all those colors pop. Oh, look at that. That is so cute. Oh. I'm just sitting there looking at it. I just love stuff like this because you just look at all the different beads and textures, and I love the green bead, that super green. I just love green beads, and it's got the red and the turquoise. Oh, look at that. Really, really cute. And then next we have Sarah, North Carolina. This bracelet, necklace, okay, this is really interesting, like details, because look where the sliding knot, the neck, what do they call that part? The slider. You can see those 2 little accent beads that, that transition from the leather to the faux leather. It's so cute. I love details like that. That's what I live for. I love details. And look at the pretty heart. And then you've got the beads. These look like star cut, like aquamarine on leather with the faux leather back end. Very nice. And then we have a Jeanette the Bronx. Okay, this is another ladder bracelet. Okay, this, let's see, this one's got a clasp on it instead of an adjustable slider. And let's see, I don't know what, is that jasper? But look at that, real nice, and the cord's very thin, so it's probably like, I don't know what cord you use, but I'm going to guess that this is on cotton cord. Just a wild guess, I don't know, but very nice color combination. And let's see, ooh, Laura Lee, Florida. Okay, this is another one of those vintage flowers, and this, I think it's knotted. Is it, Laura Lee? I tried like looking up close, and to me, it looked like they were like hematite, the knotted hematite. And I hope you use that backward technique because that definitely makes it go a lot faster. I can, when I'm doing little tiny beads like this, it's the only way to go, because otherwise if you're gonna use like the tweezers, and I don't know what, I've never even done the tweezer technique, but I imagine that it would take me forever. So this is really pretty. And then last we have Sarah, North Carolina. Okay, this is so cool. I did a close-up here on the key. I know I believe it's a green girl the key. But look at the bail work. It's so like cool. For lack of a better word, just cool. And I think this is on silk because it looks like silk to me. Or it could be the probably maybe the faux version of the silk, which is like the nylon. But in either event, it looks really pretty. It's got the chain, adjustable. Oh, look at that! It's got like chain on both sides. Oh, they're very nice. It's got the clasp, the chain, and it's got these beads. It looks similar actually to the ones that are on today's show. So. Very nice. Anyway, that is today's customer show. And if you guys have anything you want to send in, you can email it to me Tuesday before the show at Knotty-Do-It-All@gmail.com. Anyway, wasn't that fantastic? I don't know why, Laura Lee had sent a picture of the ankle bracelet modeled. And I don't know why it didn't like show up in my slideshow, but I will show it next week. So you guys get to see the ankle bracelet modeled, and hopefully we'll get some more ankle bracelets because, you know, with spring and summer, you know, coming, you know, people are wearing shorts and, you know, skirts, and, you know, we got to like dress our ankles. Honestly, for me, any excuse to like make a bracelet or a necklace, I mean, I am right on it. Anyway, we are going to get to today's project. Okay, this one's interesting. Okay, and I'll tell you what the deal was. Okay, originally it was not going to be it wasn't going to be this necklace. I was going to maybe just put maybe 2 or 3 of these, and then maybe some of these guys. But what happened was, and I needed just 2 cords, you know, done. You know, so I was going to use my leadered needle, you know, the cord folded in half so I can get 2, and I was just going to be done with it. However, what ended up happening is when I made the knot with, you know, just the 2 cords, the knot was too small to go, and it just like went right over, the bead hole went right over the knot. So I thought, oh, what do I do? So what I did, and I'm sure, you know, a lot of you know this. Okay, so with the leadered needle, you could have one cord. So you end up, you know, basically with 2 since it's folded. However, you can, if let's say, and once in a while it happens to me where, you know, I want to use a specific cord, and I have to double the cord to get the knot to the size that I need that knot to be. So when I did that, you know, I thought, oh, this is going to be really interesting because now I've got like all these cords here. I've got 4 here, and then I've got 4 here. So now I can really get creative. So this is that's how I call it, you know, the art of the possible. It's going to be in like reducing the number of strands to get to certain techniques, because like for braiding, you need 3. And then for this thing with, I don't even know what I call it anymore. It's where you go through the beads like this, and then you do like knots. And for that one, you need 2. So you got to know like, well, where do I start? Like, how does it go? So that's what this lesson is going to be about. I do have over here, I had time yesterday. I'm going to try to be better about this because I know a lot of you find that having, you know, like kind of like what did she use? And, you know, it's funny because sometimes I just look at like something that I make and I'm like, oh, people could just look at it and figure out it's just like cord and like a pendant. But, you know, when I got to looking at this, I'm like, no, it's not just a cord and pendant. It's 0.9 cord, 0.5 faux leather, tassel cord, the beads, the accent, the chain, the Buddhas, the head. And I thought, you know, that's probably why people are asking for this, because, you know, there's actually a lot more that go into these than I thought. But for this specific one, I have everything listed here. The only thing that I did forget, you know, is like an 8 to 10 millimeter ring, which is this. I'll put this back up in just a second. This ring right here, which is like a 10 millimeter ring that I used to put like the chain on. But here it is again. If you want, oh yeah, yes, Prince, the skulls would be like really cool. You could do that. But the and you know, as I go through the lesson, you know, all these little tidbits will like pop up here and there, and you know, just so I can show you like, you know, how I did it and, you know, so forth. So I'll just like let that like sit there for just a couple of seconds if you want to take a screenshot. And you can always come back to this like after the show if you want to, like, you know, get more information or, you know, just look at it. Okay, so I'm going to 3, 2, and 1. Okay, I'm going to go back here. Okay, so what I did, and you know what? I want to say hi to, like, you guys are just like amazing. We got Laura Lee, Sarah, Tess, Prince, John. We got just, thank you so much, Barb. We have Michael, Kathy. You know, without you guys, you know, these shows would not exist, because if there's no one to watch the shows, then you know, I don't think that they would go on. So I really, really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to like join me on this show. Okay, so the like as per my like instructions, it says a wax jewelry cord 0.9, 3 yards. Oh, you know what? I should have put in there. Actually, it's not. Oh yeah, times 2. I've got that little 2 in parentheses because each of these is, you take 3, you're going to measure 3 yards. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You're going to put them into a leadered needle, which if you don't know what a leadered needle is, it's fishing line with a needle on the end. And the reason I do that, because if I were to put a big-eyed needle here, the needle would like be too bulky. So the fishing line produces the like the smooth, whoa, that thing is not focusing, the smoothest, like most tiniest like transition spot for the bead. So this is like folded in half. So we are going to put the beads on, and I did 8. And these measurements they're enough so that if you need to make it longer, you can. So it'll make this size plus, you know, a shorter version. So I just made it like the short version because I didn't want to run out of time. And I already, oh, another interesting thing. Okay, let me just string these on. See, get that on there. The holes are big enough that, you know, I mean, technically speaking, you know, normally when we string stuff on, we string it on a single strand, but this one, we were able to get 4 strands through, which is cool. This necklace is 2-sided. So we make one side and then the other. So this side I've already like completed, and I did that in case we run out of time. So we are going to make this side now, and hopefully it'll be like quick and easy, and I won't run out of time. Oh, someone said, I like your necklace. If we have time after the show, I'll tell you about it. It's actually kind of interesting. So I'm going to move these down to the middle of the cords, you know, just to get it like, you know, in the middle. And then I'm just going to scoot them down just a little bit because I need to do my knotting. And I just want them, you know, after I finish the knotting, I just kind of want them to be a little bit like even on both sides, but it's not real. I don't know. It's not totally necessary, but, you know, I did it anyway. So a lot of you know that when I do, let me clean this up a bit. Let me see if I can zoom in a tad. Okay. When I do my knotting, let me scoop this. It's one thing about the knotting part, it does take up a big part of my video screen. Okay. So I'm going to make an overhand knot here. So I'm doing it backwards. So I'll try to make it as easy as possible because I know that this is, if you've never done this, of course, you know, like anything, it's not going to like, so there's just a regular overhand knot, and I'm going to like tighten it down and then just, you know, every which way just to get it nice and tight. So, and then what I do is I am just, you know what, let me zoom out a little bit. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Nope. Yeah, so I just have the cord clipped here. So you just make an overhand knot, and then you just come towards you like that. And then what I like to do is just to make sure everything is nice and snug, is just like, you know, you could take the time out to pull like every single strand, which, you know, is not a bad idea. And then you just keep going. So let me, why is this misbehaving? Hang on. Okay, maybe I can do it now. Okay, so overhand, and then see right at the top, that's the important, that is the most important part of all this that makes it just work. Because since you're getting that part of the knot just like right off the bat, like right at the top part of the bead, because that's the hard part. That's the part that everyone has trouble with, is like getting the knot close to the bead. But when you make the knot, you're literally just like making it right at where it's gonna like land basically. And all we're actually doing is like tightening it. And if you don't do your knotting like this, oh, you are missing out because it is the fastest, easiest way to get the job done. I mean, there's no tools, no nothing. You know, all you need is your hands. And I mean, you can, I mean, I'm right now, you know, I have it clipped to the board. I've used like in emergencies, I've used like other things, like sometimes I step on it, stick it in the doorway, just like anything to get the job done, as long as you've got like something on the other end. Okay, so, oh, thank you. Right, Tess? Oh, good. I hope you're doing it this way because, you know, this is like, whoa. And the, I mean, I do want to mention that if you're using like silk or like, you do need a knotting awl because sometimes with Eslon silk, just certain cords, this won't work because since the cord is it's lightly twisted. I mean, I think it's because I've worked with stringing materials, you know, a lot, and I know which ones are going to like buckle on themselves, and you know, so with like silk, I will definitely use the a knotting awl. Okay, so we've got that part done. Right, I know, right, Robin? That is, see, so done. So now we are going to, let's see, was it this side? Yeah, okay. So now on this side, okay, we're gonna come back in and like tighten everything nice and tight. And this loose end here, we are going to reduce this. We're gonna like take 2 of them off. So, you know, you could just pick whichever 2, and then with your, preferably with one of the, like a thread melter. Let me, hang on. Because I have to like blow. That's a good idea. Like when you're doing this, blow on it so it doesn't like blow right in your face because it always like gets right in my face. Okay, so now we've got our 2 here. So let me like come in and clip this right there, anywhere to, okay. So now what I did was I took those donut spacers. Where did my donut? Oh, there they are. And I know a few shows ago I did this where I string one on like that, and then I come in and let's see, feed this through just like so. And so basically all your, feeds are going, you know, like this. And on this one, I did, you know, the quick and easy, like under and over. So there's this one, and then I did the opposite. And I'll do that a couple of more times. So the bead, and you could do an overhand knot in between these. I just did this one because, you know, why not? So you just tighten that. And this one, it's like a P, and this cord is like under, tighten, and then under and tighten. You know, I heard from Rhonda a couple of weeks ago. She really misses the show. So, you know, we want to just tell Rhonda that we miss her too. Wonder when she's going to be back. You know, we are just like, but she's doing a good thing though. You know, she's helping, you know, kids and stuff get into college. Wasn't that like easy? Yeah, probably a square knot. But so see how easy this is? I mean, it was just too easy. So then on this side, and I'm going to do it as quickly as I possibly can. Okay, you want to, we're going to trim one of these off, just like one. Okay, so we're going to come in here. Because on the other side, hang on, let me melt this down before I, like, hang on. Okay, perfect. So the reduction, so we've got 4 in the middle, 2 on this end, and now since we like took off 1, we've got 3 on this side, and that's what now we got to take off our leadered needle. So I'm going to come in here with my scissors. Where, I can't see them, but I know they're here. There they are. Okay, and then on this side, what I'm going to do is braid this side. And I will like try to do, I'll do like some of it in case you don't know, like if you've never braided. It's like in, and you just, and what I do is I keep a lot of tension. See how I'm using I think that's the important part. Boom, boom, boom. I always like in, and then I hold it just to make sure it just doesn't go anywhere. So, and then I'm slightly pulling, and like not too much, but just keep, it's not like all floppy like this where I'm just going like this, because if you just go like that, then just looks like horrible. But I think the trick is just to keep like tension on the braid. So I'm just gonna do I know, right, Michael? Aw, she likes her new job. Aw, yeah, I know. It was so sad because I could hear the sadness in the email that she sent. That she just really wants to be here. So, oh, you know what? I've been meaning to call Karen. That's a good question, Susanna. I mean, I did talk to her a few weeks ago, and she said it's been really hard, and I can't even imagine like having to start like completely like over. So that's just like sad. Yeah. So I'm just gonna they are 6mm South Sea glass pearls. Oh, okay. Is that what you used on the triple row bracelet, Sarah? I was wondering about those because they look like okay, I'll tell you why I thought they were like curious, because they must have had like a bigger than normal hole because oh, thank you, Crystal. Oh, good. I try to, if I don't think I would do this show, honestly, if I couldn't get the most clarity, because when you're making jewelry, I mean, you're doing like little tiny things. I mean, like videotaping from far away is not going to no one's going to learn anything. If you're just recording from the opposite side, or like whatever. Okay, let me see how I'm doing on time. Ooh, I've got it. I've got plenty of time. Okay, I'm just going to do a few more here. Okay, Susanna is another. I know Susanna. Let's see. I think she went to, where did she go? Peru? Like something. Okay. I think I'm just gonna, let me see, because I don't want to run out of time, because there's a couple of interesting things I want to talk about. Okay, so I'll just leave it at that. I'm just gonna pretend like I'm finished. And then I'm gonna make an overhand knot. You know what I'll do? I'll tell you what I'll do. Because I want to get to some of the other parts of this lesson first. And so I'm just gonna leave this like that. Let me come out, and then I will put it aside with this one, because this one is completely finished. So you just braid to whatever length you want the back. I did it a little extra long because I thought, you know what? I want this necklace to be interesting in the back as well. So I'm going to put this aside. So we've got our two parts here. See where I'm going with this? So this is going to become the necklace. What I wanted to talk about, which was kind of interesting, You can make like tassels with the board, and normally I would have made the tassels myself to go at the ends of the Buddhas, but I do not have any kind of stringy material that's as like dangly and as this, like whatever this stuff is. So I went to a craft store and I bought a tassel that was already made, and I just like I plucked it apart, and then I added it to like the rings here, and I want to show you like how I did that. um so I have my ring. This is a 6mm ring, and let's see, there are a couple of ways to do this. Let me just I want something kind of long and skinny, maybe this guy here. So I just, you know what? I'm just gonna like maybe just string them on individually, because when it came to like stringing them on, it was kind of tricky. But since it's already got that bend in there because it was like pre-made, um, I just like grabbed a few like strands and like fed them through the through the like the hole. And I don't know. I wish I knew what kind of a thread this was, because it's just so bouncy, if that makes any sense. You guys know what I mean. Sometimes you see tassels and they're just so like stick straight and bouncy. And this is a really cool way to, like, let's say you want to like repurpose a tassel that you have already. And we're just gonna tap that in, and ooh, see that? Ooh, perfect. I like that. Rayon, right? Ah, yeah, I bet that's what it is. Rayon. Because, the package didn't say what it was made out of. And I didn't think it was silk because it does melt. Let me just very carefully. All right, perfect. Tap, tap, and okay. I think that's good. Right there. Ooh, perfect. And so what I do next, now that I've got these guys, I'm going to take a scrap of cord, and we'll just take that one, and I'm going to feed it through this right there. And then I'm going to do a macrame binding knot. Whoa, I'm going to do a macrame binding knot right in here. So I'm going to clip this here and take another clip right there. Perfect. And another thing, oh wait, let me just twist it a little bit just to get it in there. And I used the 0.5 wax jewelry cord, but I purposely wanted to show you, in case you didn't know this. I know that most of you do, but the 0.9 can be split to make a thinner version. So you just, whoops, you just get the cord and just kind of untwist it a little bit. Let me just lock my focus in. And then you just like pull. Then you ease this down like that. And then keep pulling. And since this is a relatively short piece, I'm just going to take one of those strands and just pull. And then ease this down, just like, ooh, just like that. Perfect. Because once you get that, once it's like a little bit loose, it's just so much easier. Just boom, done. Okay, so now I want to get the kinks out, so I'm going to stretch it. See, these, if you just like put it between your fingers and stretch it, it's flat. Okay, so now I'm going to come in here and do a macrame binding knot. Let's get this focused right there. And that's one thing I love about this board. It's like once you have a technique in your brain that you want to do, it's just like boom, boom. You could just reconfigure I mean, there's like so many other things you could do. And I mean, one thing that you can do, you could turn this into a loom, which I've never like gotten into looming. I mean, I've tried it a couple of times and, you know, I liked it, but I need to learn the terminology because I don't want to, you know, say like something like a warp thread and not knowing what it is. So I need to learn the terminology. I know how to just do it, but I don't know like if I had to explain it to someone, it would be like me. I would just say put the threads on the board and get a needle and go like this. That would be um, my explanation, but I really do want to learn the terminology. So, okay, so I'm going to come in here and tap that down and do the same thing here. How many do you guys? Oh, Joan, you got. I was going to ask about that. How many of you guys like do looming? You know, because I want to know. So, okay. So there, it's done. See that? Now we've got this little thing. It's nice and bouncy. And so the next thing we are going to do for this, you can use like a regular piece of wire and just do like a one of the, I don't even know the word, the wire wrap on top and one on the bottom. But I just happen to have these head pins. They're 4 inches. The only reason I have them is because I ordered them by accident and I thought I will never use those. And guess what? I am going to use them because they are very, very helpful. So what I do now before I put the Buddha on is I'm going to open this part up and and now I'm going to put the tassel in there. Because I had done this where I did the Buddhas first and then, oh my goodness. I did the Buddhas first and then I added the tassel and it was like so difficult. So I'm going to come in here and then I'm going to close that. Whoops. Hang on, guys. I need to concentrate. Did I get it? Did I get it? So I'm not good at, I can't even like do like a simple, I know this is not the way you do it, but my intuition tells me to do, oh, there it goes. Perfect, I guess. Kind of, sort of. I think I messed that up. Ah, that's good. That's good. Right there. Got it? Got it. Okay. So now, oh, and another thing I did to give the Buddha a little more like oomph, that's not gonna, you know, it says here, those little tiny like silver beads, the little accent beads. I put them like one on the top and one on the bottom of the Buddha. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. I was gonna say, where's my tassel? Okay, so because I have it right here. So I just put those little extra like beads. So I'm gonna put this bead and then a Buddha. And I tried putting the donut, but you know what? It looked like the Buddha was not having it. He's like, hey, get that off my head. Because I thought maybe like something like this would like kind of look cool, but he doesn't look too happy about having like a crown. You know what? Let's try doing, let's put a round bead in between. Let's see how that looks. No, that's even worse. He's like, no. Buddha says no. Okay. So let's put that down. So we've got the two ball things in there. Okay, so now I'm going to do a wire wrap, if I can find my wire wrappers. A halo. Okay. So we are going to do all of you know how to do a basic wire wrap? I mean, I think that, man, I remember, oh my goodness. I remember years ago before I could do this, I was at a bead store down the street and I saw this woman that worked there and she was just wire wrapping away. And I looked at what she was doing and I was in awe. Like, I'm like, there is no way I'll ever be able to do that. But you know what? You can do it. Oh my goodness, okay, let me see if I can just hold my focus there. So the way I do it, I mean, there's and it's those little teeny weeny things. So I'm looking at it, so I'm just gonna bend it like away from me. See that? I'm looking at it, is boom. And then I turn these pliers like up, and then I like fold it back towards me, just like this. I mean, simple enough, right? And then I take these out, put them back in, so they're back on the bottom, and then I fold this part away. This is the interesting part, because I like nice round, like loops. So see how I like it's not like at a 90-degree angle. It kind of goes up a little tiny bit. And then what I do is I take out my round nose pliers and I come in with like a flat nose, and I just hold it. And then I just like slightly like bend it back towards the 90-degree. And that gives you a really, really nice circle. And that's what I personally like. I mean, I get like, if I don't get that circle, I'll do it over. So I'm going to come in here and I'm holding it really tight on this side, and I am just going to do like a sloppy wrap. And I'm not going to make it too bulky, just a little. Let me get my wire cutters. I'll come in here and at an angle. Some head pins will break when you try. I know, right, Elizabeth? Oh, that is like the worst. Yeah, and they break from the bottom. I mean, that's happened to me, and you know, when that happens to me, I take note. I'm when I'm like an elephant. When it comes to like a head pin breaking, I will remember where I bought it and never ever buy them again, because that is the one thing that drives me crazy. I remember one time I bought a bunch of them. And oh, it was just the worst. Okay, so we have all of our Buddha. Oh, look at that. It's how are we doing on time? Oh my goodness, we are actually going to finish this project today. So what I did, the next thing I did is I took some like chain, and I used an open chain. This is a chain that was on the JTV show a couple of weeks ago. So I just thought, you know what, this is a good use for it, because it we could just use it for like other things. So I'm gonna open this up. I'm going to put my Buddha, whoa, right in there. Let me lock my focus in, because I feel now that, I got a comment about how clear my video was. I feel like I have a reputation to like uphold. So there is the chain attached. So perfect. And as far as like spacing it, you can like play with that, like depending on how long you want. What I did was I just like went from the top of like I lined up the top of the Buddha with the bottom of the Buddha, top of the Buddha with the bottom of the Buddha. So that's basically how I got the spacing for these guys. I am going to borrow 2 of these for this necklace here, because I don't want to run out of time. So let me take these off. And that's the nice thing about like having these open things here, is that you can take them off if you want to do a redesign. Because even if, like, let's say, like a couple of, weeks or months later, you just like, you know what, I like the necklace, but I'm not in the Buddha mood, you can like do something else. So I'm going to put this on this ring here, and whoops, whoop, whoop. Focus. My camera is, I mean, it's a great camera, but it sometimes, oh no, right there. Okay. So then I'm gonna, whoops, come back. What happened to the rest of the chain? Did I do something wrong? maybe I just had like one. Did I just have one loop on there, or did I? I don't know. Maybe I did, but we'll just put one. Why not? And then I'm going to close that. Yeah, I think that's what I did. I had one, and now let me just quickly connect the. You know what? Maybe I'll just like do one, so I can. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna do one because I want to get to the rest of the necklace. Okay, so let me move this aside. I'm like gotta start speeding things up here, guys. 10 minutes. Thank you so much, Robin. Okay, so what I did here was I am going to do my backward macrame technique. So let me cut this, put this through, and I'm gonna, and I think most of you like know this, I think. So what I do is I just have, I just fold it like, I don't know, about an inch or so, half an inch, right in there, right there. Whoop, come on, boop, boop. This thing is being belligerent. Okay, so I'm just gonna clip it in, like about right there. And then I'm going to get these other cords clipped in as well, right here, and hold it right there. Let me turn this. And then right in here, I'm going to do a macrame binding knot. And you could do like any color you want if you want to get like creative. I think I'm going to use the other half of that cord that I separated, if I can find it. Where'd it go? Do you guys see it? I'm sure it's like right in front of me. Let me see. Hang on. Is it here? Is it on the floor? No. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to use it right in here. So I'm going to come in and just do the like the backward. This is the macrame, but just backward. So I'm going to tighten. And I'm just gonna like do the macrame, the backward macrame up to this part here. Let me just do that real quickly. And the interesting thing, man, I did something like ridiculous. You know, this is all done with like wax cord, and I don't know why. You know, when I got to the part where I had to do the macrame slide knot in the back, you know, I wasn't practicing what I preach because I always tell people don't make a sliding knot with waxed cord because it's not going to work. I mean, that is because it's sticky. You're putting sticky on sticky, and sticky on sticky, it doesn't work. That's what makes the binding knot such a great knot to like attach like the ends of like bracelet, I mean the clasp, and you know, just things like this at the ends. It's because it sticks. So let me tap that down, and then this one. And then you cut these guys off. So let's get these. Done. And now it's taking shape. Yes. See that? Isn't that cool? Like, who would have ever guessed that that you could get some materials that look like nothing, and then within like just a few minutes you can make it look something like this. Okay, so let me like clear the way here because I want to talk about another important thing. Okay, so over here, oh my goodness, I thought, you know what, I'm going to make the macrame slide knot with wax cord, and you know, disaster, because it would not slide. Look at this. It was a train wreck. I mean, the thing was buckling. It wouldn't budge. And I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to remind people, don't do that because it doesn't work. I mean, it was just like, ugh. And I knew better. I think it was just just didn't want to go and cut like 20 inches of faux leather, which is what I'm going to use now. And I have like 5 and 5 beads like strung on. But a tip that I have that's really important to know is when you are going to be putting your slide knot on the wax cord, a couple of things you could do to like make it like smoother, like just lay better and everything is just take one of your pegs and just like flatten it. Just, I mean, just go do, I mean, if you want to do the tortilla version or the dough, rolling the dough, or just squishing it and running it through, just do that a few times just to get it nice and super, super flat. Let's go back this way. Let me press down and pull. And see how it changed the profile of the cord? Let's see if you can see the difference. See how it's nice and flat now? And the next thing you want to do after you do that is just take an old rag or something, and basically you're gonna buff out. See, what this does is it smooths out a lot of the wax that's on the cord, and it just helps remove it. It makes it a lot smoother, because a lot of you know the flat iron. You know what? No flat iron on the wax stuff, because I tried that, and what happened was the wax started smoking and making a huge mess, and yeah. So see how nice, and look at the difference. I mean, a huge difference. See that? This one's nice and smooth and flat, and this one is like perfect. No, this one's, let me just smooth it out a bit real quick. I got 4 minutes. Oh my goodness. So I'm just gonna pretend like this is done. I'm gonna put an overhand knot here. I put the accent bead, which was one of these marble beads, and then I did the slide. I'm just gonna fake it here. Let's get this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so I put both of them together, and then let me get this one here, that one here, and this macrame slide knot. This one has like beads on the outside, because normally, let's see, when I do like a macrame slide knot, they're plain. But if you've never done one with the beads on the outside, you just you know, you load up your beads, and then you it's basically just like what I did on the front part of the necklace. So in this, you want to do it, it's not overly tight. I mean, snug. So I do a top, bottom, then a top and a bottom, top, and then bottom. And then I'll put the beads down. I always do the beads on the top, because see, the gravity will pull them down. It's, whoops, and take out your clip if you pull too hard. So that's how I do this, and I just keep going. So this macrame with the beads on the outside, it's got a lot of different uses, and some of them will be better than others, just depending on where you use them and the type of cord you use. Because of course, if I was going to put this on the front part of the necklace with the beads like Sarah did, I would use the waxed cord, and I think Sarah used the waxed cord, and it just helps stick so much better. And so the order of operations, I'll just go through them one more time. You do get the beads on, put them right in the middle, do your knotting, and then on one end, the braiding side, and then the whatever this is called, I forgot. I don't know, you know, that whatever that technique is. And like I mentioned, the measurements are probably longer than you actually need, but I just decided to, you know, be cautious and, you know, leave extra thread in case I wanted to make it longer, or, you know, maybe change the design. Okay, let me melt this one down and blow it, tap it. Oh no, oh no, oh come on. Oh, it's 11:59. Uh-oh. Okay, we did it. Let's see. All right, so there we have it, and this will, you bunch it up and see how it slides like just so much easier. And that is how it's done, the art of reducing your cords. I know, right? The order of operations, that is so important. Anyway, guys, it is we got 20 seconds left. I hope you learned something today. I want to thank everybody for joining the show, because without it, like I mentioned, I can't. There would be no show without you. Have a nice week, and I will see you next week with a brand new project. All right, bye, guys.